What's good, Hummer Squad? It's your boy Hummer Ziggy. We back here with another reaction for y'all, or another video, y'all. But basically, this video is by Fantastic Hip Hop. Shout out to them, and they have why Drake is suing over rap beef, and everyone hates him for it. Hey, look, all I said is. And I tweeted this saying the minute when this came out, you can say what you want about J. Cole. I may be perfect. No, actually, let me go to my tweet. And I probably might put it up here and such. Probably. If you don't see it up there, then I'm going to read it out. But if you do see it, you can read with me. So hold on. Let me go to my tweet. Right? Let me go to my tweet. Where is it? Yeah, so basically what I said here is, after what Drake just did, everyone owes J. Cole an apology. You can clown J. Cole all you want, but at the end of the day, Cole has never, and I put this in captions, ever sue another rapper because of a diss track. Cause I'm like, nigga, all I can say is, bro, come on now, come the F on. You cannot tell me. Look, all I'm gonna say is, if you still a Drake fan after this shit, y'all is the ultimate D-rider for Drake. Cause, God, nah, I'm sorry. You could never say you're a fan of hip-hop or anything like that. Or hell, even just a casual hip-hop head and such. Casual hip-hop fan and respect that shit. I'm sorry, you just can't. But hey, let's check out how he summarized this in Fantastic Hip Hop's own words. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials up there, and without further ado, let's get it.
Now, what we are all witnessing right now is a turning point in hip-hop music and maybe even entertainment history, because with Drake's most recent move, he is no longer trying to get back at Kendrick Lamar with some sneak disses or with some petty antics. But with what Drake has done, he is now trying to manipulate the law in his favor, as he has just accused Kendrick Lamar and his and Kendrick's own label UMG of artificially inflating everything the label could have in their power to promote Kendrick's diss track Not Like Us. And
that right there was that was the first lame shit Drake did right there. That you gonna tell me that the fact that he thinks that the reason why Not Like Us was this big of a song and such is because it was artificially inflated, basically saying about how it was too big for what it is. Nigga, you act like some of your songs, or majority of your songs, don't be having the exact same effects and such. He talks about it was schemes or payola and whatnot, like bots and such. Like, nigga, you act like your music don't have people who are bots that come the fuck on. And other people with music too, like the fuck.
Kendrick Lamar and his and Kendrick's own label UMG of artificially
and Drake too, he's part of that
could
shit.
Have in their power to promote Kendrick's diss track Not Like Us. And now, as this song is now in writing from Drake and his team as being the moment that officially ruined him and his entire career like no other track ever has, because now, despite any speculation and coping that people want to do, there are statements written in this lengthy suit that say directly because of the track, Drake has not been financially the same due to everything he lost after it came out. Now with this, we haven't just seen Drake actually admit that everything Kendrick did was effective to him, not just in terms of ruining his reputation as a rapper, but also as a brand and business. But in the greater sense, we are seeing the most pathetic cop-out and admission of defeat that we have ever seen from somebody who has ever even considered themselves to be a rapper. And really with...
And hey, I said this too. Y'all can never ever call Drake a rapper ever again. Y'all might as well just, because y'all gotta realize there's difference between artist and rapper. Because I was thinking this, I was like saying this to myself and such and going over this, and hey, y'all can correct me if you want, I can take it. But to me, a rapper is somebody, I know, an artist is somebody who just makes music for like, to make it be hit record or whatever and such, right? It is what it is, music making. But rapper, where you really is like a MC in this bit, where you can really put bars and such, really can do this battle rap, really can put words together, really can tell like a story with the rapping and such. Yeah, that's to me, in my opinion, that's the difference between an artist and a rapper. And Drake, you can no longer call him that. He can do his little singing and whatnot, but I'm just sorry. After what, and plus I don't even think that's gonna even work for him, because let's be honest, from what he's always been featured on for the past, after this battle and such, it's been 50-50.
That we have ever seen from somebody who has ever even considered themselves to be a rapper. And really, with what Drake is doing here, this is arguably the worst move he has ever made in his entire career, which is saying a lot. And now, before we get further into why this is the case, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And so now, with this move that Drake is trying to pull, I mean, the fact that they are even letting this guy file a lawsuit that is seriously stating these things just shows how much of a problem it is when you have all these yes men around you who will support and enable you to further believe in any delusion.
That's what happens when you have too much yes men in your group. This is why with me, if I'm ever an artist and I have guys who are around me, I don't care how much you is my homie. I don't care how big am I or whatever. If you think my song is mid, you can tell me straight up to my face. Tell me straight up to my face. Don't tell me just because I give y'all money and such. Nah, be straight up with me. If it's fire, it's fire. If you think it's mid, it's mid. If you think it's trash, it's trash. Straight up tell me. If you think this is a good idea I'm doing, good idea. If it's a bad idea, bad idea. Don't try to just yes man everything all because you just ride around with me because I'm rich. Nah, none of that. Because if you gonna start doing some shit like that, I'm taking back. You're not the type of friend. You're not that type of friend then.
Even letting this guy
who's not gonna put me, put me in check.
Things just shows how much of a problem it is when you have all these yes men around you who will support and enable you to further believe in any delusions you have. Because when you really read into what Drake is trying to accuse all parties he is targeting here, through all the claims about his label trying to ruin him, the streaming companies doing everything they can to help this happen, and then Kendrick Lamar just running and seemingly leading all these practices, which made Not Like Us the hit and statement that it became. When you boil all this down, no matter how you want to read this thing, you don't have to dig too deep to realize what Drake is doing is trying to manipulate evidence and seemingly alter the perception of the reality we have all witnessed. Because let's just face what Drake is saying here. The label who has paid him a LeBron James-sized contract and who is seemingly their biggest financial investment alongside Taylor Swift wants to destroy him? And then the streaming services who, over everything, benefit the most from Drake over any other artist because...
Exacta-fucking-ly. Nigga. The fact that he, of all people, is gonna say about how, Kendrick, they artificial. Nigga. Hold on, let him say it again. Because I can't really put it in like a nice way to say it. But nigga, listen to how he said it again. Say it again.
The label who has paid him a LeBron James-sized contract and who is seemingly their biggest financial investment alongside Taylor Swift wants to destroy him? And then the streaming services who, over everything, benefit the most from Drake over any other artist because from exclusive deals with them in the past to just when we look at the law of numbers, with Drake being a major name in the industry who drops 20+ song albums every year, he benefits their algorithms and the business models that they rely on to make money more than any other artist in the streaming era has. All of this
and he's gonna say that all of a sudden now just because it worked for him, he don't want to go against. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't care if you like I said at the start, if you were still a Drake fan, you get off Drake's D. I'm sorry. Whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you even go swing both ways. If you still rocking with Drake after something like this, nigga, get off the D. Straight up. I don't care if I might get flat. Cause at this point, nigga, And y'all want to always come for me about certain shit that I might say or whatever and such. Nigga, what? And look, mind you, I'm just a reactor, and y'all sometimes come at me for, well, I guess conservative criticism and such. Constructive criticism, there we go. But nigga, at least I would take the criticism. This nigga can't.
Rely on to make money more than any other artist in the streaming era has. All of a sudden, you're telling me that the company who put out billboards and notices that Drake is coming with diss tracks now wants to crush his name and reputation? I mean, it doesn't take a law degree to figure out that Drake is trying to use all these big terms and claims to try and deceive the public of the truth, and of course, try to change the narrative around what happened between him and Kendrick Lamar, because now, as nothing else has worked, the only route Drake has left is to do something like this, where now he is calling in the powers that no other rapper has ever even thought of, to try and validate his own delusions and rewrite the history that Kendrick Lamar made right before our own eyes. And while people like me and you and the majority of hip-hop culture see right through this, and Drake has already been slammed and clowned by people around Kendrick Lamar, like TDE's very own Punch, DJ Mustard himself who produced the song, and even Rhapsody, who really just put this situation...
Hey, shout out to Rhapsody. She said, my, I could never. And that's the issue. What song has it? What Drake song has it? If this was rooted in truly protecting artists, great. But it's about him losing a rap beef. Manipulation of art has been happening for umpteen years. But now Kendrick's not like us is the issue. Yeah, like, nigga, you act like your songs don't be the ones that always be artificially inflated so much. Nigga, you always have the biggest songs on the top 1 songs on streaming billboards, whether it be Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever music streaming app you have. It be like the number 1 or so. So for you to say that, nigga, boy, you either get a big old slap.
Himself, who produced the song, and even Rhapsody, who really just put this situation into its proper context beyond hip-hop culture, and I think Drake realizes this, and this is what's so messed up about this situation. While hip-hop culture is too smart to believe something as ridiculous as what we are seeing from Drake, on some level, he knows this, and what Drake is really trying to do here is manipulate his own fans the most of all people, to now feel bad for him and make him this tragic figure who has been...
Like, nigga, cause like you said, Drake ain't dumb and such. So he knows, like, nigga, there's always been certain shit like this. But to try but the narrative how all of this is looking like is because he feels like this song, in his mind, he feels like this song shouldn't be as big as it is, because, let's face it, and in a way, let's be honest, if I had a song, if a diss song on me that has been seen all around 2024, calling me a PDF file and such, right? I would feel some type of way. To quote one of his songs, I would be in my feelings. If you know the song, the Kiki Do You Love Me song, I would be in my feelings. Cause, damn, I would be in crash out mode, cause nigga ain't no freaking... you think I would like being called a PDF file all the time? Hell no. Even if I'm not, the fact that you want to still call me that, you think I would do that? Hell no. But
and turned on by the entire industry.
But at the end of the day, nigga, it's a diss track. This is what happens when, if you don't know... Hell, I was texting some of the nerdcore artists who follows me on Twitter, which by the way, y'all need to follow me and such, trying to get to 500 followers on that, and follow me on Instagram too. Y'all need to follow me on my socials. But hey, regardless of that, what was I trying to say? The point, and plus he's gonna, you know what? If he talks about it, I'm gonna come back to it. Because he's talking about the first one, which was with UMG.
And again, when you remember that from every single big hip-hop media personality pretty much saying that he was a winner or was gonna win this beef before Kendrick went on the run that he did just a few months ago, and you also remember the fact that he is in direct contact with every massive streamer and content creator, and they were not just rooting for Drake throughout the entire beef as well, but in the case of someone like Academics,
one of the ultimate dick riders right here for Drake.
Entire brand and platform to push the narratives that Drake wants to get out, all to boost his image and tear down others like Kendrick. Well, once again, everything Kendrick Lamar said in his songs are aging masterfully. Because with what Drake is doing here, he is showing just how much of a...
Hey, literally in freaking Meet the Grams, he literally say, hold on, I even saw a comment here where it said it, right here. F a rap battle, this is a long battle with your life, and god damn it, nigga. Cause I feel like with Meet the Grams, that was the nail in the, no, Meet the Grams was much more of like putting the nail in that coffin. With Not Like Us, that was just sealing it. Just sealing that motherfucker and just dancing on it and such.
To push the narratives that Drake wants to get out, all to boost his image and tear down others like Kendrick. Well, once again, everything Kendrick Lamar said in his songs are aging masterfully. Because with what Drake is doing here, he is showing just how much of a manipulator he can be and how far he is willing to go to try and save his image. And I mean, if you think about this in context with the history of hip-hop, Drake has to be the biggest sore loser we have ever seen. Because when you compare this move to when he dropped back-to-back and won his...
Exactly, this nigga dropped back-to-back with Meek Mill and such, when he was beefing with Meek Mill. The most prolific bar in that saying was, is that your world tour or your girls tour? Like, nigga. And you was keep on going with that shit until a year later when you stopped. Until when a year later, you and Meek Mill got back together, I guess, or homies, I guess, and such. But for that prior time being, nigga, you was always hyping that shit up everywhere you go.
Beef with Meek Mill, and then push memes about the song that clowned Meek everywhere. Went on major shows like Saturday Night Live to keep humiliating Meek, and also ended up being nominated for a Grammy with this song. Now that the tables have flipped, you're really seeing that Drake is just going against Kendrick Lamar because he was beat at his own game. And now because of this, Drake is going to go against the very root of the culture of the thing that has made him famous in the first place and try to support his goals. And again, everyone in hip-hop sees the play he's trying to pull here. And again, while the only thing that is not giving him any negative attention in this situation is the narrative that he is trying to take on the major label system by doing this, don't be fooled by this. Drake is just being a sore loser and is trying to hide behind...
Exactly. I'm not gonna... It's basically like this. The minute when he's saying about how, oh, they getting bots and payola and schemes, like, nigga. First of all, most people knows that and such. But to say that all because... But with the whole thing about how with the rap battle that was going between you and Kendrick. The fact... And crazy thing is, the thing was dying down. You was still crashing out, but the whole battle thing was dying down. Until when you did this shit, it brought it back up more. And you know what's so crazy? And what's really going to be so crazy now? If nobody have never even heard of Not Like Us before, right? If they didn't even heard of the song before, he thinks that just because of this situation, it's just gonna drone it down more, nigga. If they didn't heard Not Like Us before, but they was invested in how the battle is, and they know that you was losing, nigga, that's gonna wanna make people wanna go listen to the song more often. And it's so crazy, right? He dropped 2 of these lawsuits. One for the one with UMG, and then the one with freaking suing for defamation of character. Yeah, that was what I was trying to say from earlier. The defamation of character. I'm like, this nigga here. Because you would have thought he would find a way how to at least this and that. But the fact that this mother sucker goes, you know what? Let's see if he talks about it, like I said.
Artists, but like Rhapsody said, he is really just doing this all for himself. And now, in terms of how this looks in hip-hop culture, nobody who really loves the art and sport of rap is ever going to forgive Drake for doing this. Because even when we look at the biggest losers in rap beef, nobody besides him would ever do this. As seriously, this makes someone like Ja Rule look tough and respectable.
Exactly! Think about how crazy that is. The fact that, and hell, we always clown on Ja Rule, but if you got freaking Ja Rule looking more of a better rapper than Drake, you is the biggest loser ever in hip hop. You got this nigga here who's freaking always imitating Tupac for many years, and when people was calling out on his BS, especially 50 Cent, still to this day that nigga always gonna keep clowning on Ja Rule. But you have never ever seen this nigga Ja Rule go sue another rapper for a diss track. No matter what stupid shit or so he's doing right now or so, possibly, I don't know. I ain't trying to start beef on it, I'm just saying. But no matter what he's doing right now, at the end of the effing day, you can never say this nigga didn't sue 50 Cent for certain songs, for certain diss songs on him. You have never seen him do that. You would see him try to battle back in a way. Well, we know he would lose, but at least he would try to battle back. But you would never see him sue another nigga for diss tracks that was on him, because he know what he was getting into.
Besides him would ever do this, as seriously, this makes someone like Ja Rule look tough and respectable. But now going back to what Drake is doing here, which at the bottom line is now going to make his fan base become the most delusional group of supporters maybe in all music.
Y'all Drake stands.
Of course, the people who still think Drake won this beef and that a song like Drake's Heart Part 6 is good are gonna back him here. And now we're...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, the way how he sounded on Heart... I said it multiple times on my videos when it was in this battle. The way how that nigga sounded on the Heart Part 6, he sounded defeated as fuck.
Worse than this, with such big claims being thrown against such big names, they are only going to get louder and louder in their support for him. So while from the entirety of hip-hop culture to really a lot of casual listeners as a whole now, although most people are all done with Drake and the charts have been a reflection of this as Kendrick Lamar has been dominating them and Drake has just missed the mark with everything he has released this year. As long as he can keep this base of delusional stands around him and just galvanize their support, as they will 100% believe any lie they tell him and will do anything that he says, Drake will be able to continue to be this annoying presence in hip-hop and music who is going to keep trying to take the rest of the genre down with him. And I mean, the precedent of what he is doing here is just terrible. And in this era where Kendrick is trying to make hip-hop just be its most authentic self again after we just lost the plot of what this genre should represent for so long, Drake taking things to this level is trying to detract from this very message in the worst way possible. And now, fortunately, Kendrick Lamar has already done such a historic job this year, and aside from any claims about Kendrick doing what he did inorganically, I mean, the fact that nobody seems to be believing what Drake is saying here really shows more than anything that he has made such a genuine and powerful impact all over the world. But even with this, as Drake is now dragging out this beef into a standoff between all of the major companies in the music industry and of course him and Kendrick, this is just uncharted territory for the entirety of hip-hop, because in the past, no matter what the circumstances were, rappers always just kept it so real, and even with the most scathing diss tracks like Nas's Ether, for example. No matter how much of a mogul someone like Vaseline was and how much he could have lost from such an embarrassing diss track being released against him, he would have never done something like this because he knew and everyone else knew that this would be the most anti-hip-hop thing you could ever even think of. But again, as the theme of this beef between Drake and Kendrick has really been about who is hip-hop and who is not.
And hey, like I said at the start, every motherfucker who has ever clowned on J. Cole for doing this apology shit, y'all would have to take back what you said. And look, is it still bad that he apologized? Yes. But you can clown on him all you want about that. But at the end of the effing day, you would never, ever see Cole try to apologize. I mean, not apologize, try to sue somebody's diss track. Sue another rapper's diss track. You would never see J. Cole do that. Never. I don't care. You can say what you want. Hey, leave y'all opinions down in the comments below, because I want to get y'all point of view on this. But rest assured, nobody could never clown on Cole no more. Y'all need to accept what he did for that apology. Because at the end of the day, this was way more worse than what Cole apologizing on Kendrick for. Way more worse.
I guess after months of seeing these two drop diss tracks, follow up their performances in their beef, and now see where they are at right now, I want to just continue to create moments that support and build the culture, as from the pop-out show to taking rap all the way to the Super Bowl, to then giving us a new album, to then putting on so many upcoming rappers from your own city on that album so other people can shine and have their lives changed alongside you. All Kendrick has been doing is pushing the culture forward. Meanwhile, with Drake, from running away from hip-hop and disrespecting the genre at every corner he can, to sitting more on stream and on his phone than he is in the booth, to now where he is trying to create a whole suit to change the narrative of how a rap beef went because he didn't like the outcome of how it ended. Overall, Drake has really fallen to a low that I don't think he will ever come back from, because seriously, what he is doing here is trying to dispel the very essence of competition and authenticity in hip-hop.
Yeah. And for a guy who always loved to watch battle rap, even hosting his own battle raps and such, for a guy who always, in his own words, paid for battle rappers and whatnot to be at his own battle rap events, nigga, you the biggest bitch in the world. I don't care.
While this is just
you can never call yourself
go down in hip-hop history as one of the hands-down most pathetic moves we have ever seen from someone in this culture, at least we know that no matter where Drake goes from here, he will never be able to step anywhere near this genre with any type of respect.
Yeah, you can never.
And so now, with all of this said, please let me know, what do you think of this latest move from Drake, and what do you think this all means for hip-hop as a whole? When we really look at all of this, it really has a chance to change a lot about both hip-hop and the music industry at large as a whole, and really in the grand picture of it all. I mean, this is seriously one of the craziest situations, and based on the path Drake is on currently, it's only gonna get a lot worse from here, so if you have anything to add or anything that's important about this moment, please let me know. Now, I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now, if you want to see how right before Drake did this, he crashed out on Kendrick Lamar and dissed him in one of the worst live streams really of all time, check out the suggested video.
Hey, shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. They did their thing. But hey, man, like I said before, make sure I give them a little like and such, and give a like on my video too as well. Like I said before, at the end of the effing day, y'all can never be mad at J. Cole for apologizing. Well, you can be a little bit disappointed, but I've said this before, I'd rather it be the apology than try to freaking sue a rapper over because you think it's too big of a song as it is, where there's bots and all that, when that's the biggest bullshit coming from his ass. And two, for defamation of character. Nigga. Sorry, I thought I saw my machine. Nigga. For many I can't even talk because this is how stupid it is. For many rap beefs that's always been in hip hop. Nigga. Like Fantastic Hip Hop just said, from the likes of the Jay-Z and Nas beef. For like Tupac and Biggie. For like Ice Cube, for like, nigga, the many beefs that were going on in hip hop, from them legendary ones to ones that they were like modern ones, regardless, we always determine who won and who lost. And at the end of the day, between the two rappers, you know what they would do after a while? They not finna go sue another nigga's diss track because they didn't like how it was too big and such, or that it was defamation of their character. Because, nigga, all they would do is try to talk it out like men. From one man to another. Talk that shit out, talk their differences out. Hell, and if the talking ain't gonna work, at least duke it out. Because that's how most people would want to settle their difference. Duke it out. Not no pew-pews and such. At least talk it out or duke it out. But at the end of the day, no one ever in the history... You know what? Let me end this off by saying, if you still want to listen to Drake, I'm not going to say you can't, but just know that with this thing, and plus, mind you, this ain't even in court yet. But if it is, it's like a petition if I'm not mistaken. But if anyhow this does go into court, and whether win, lose, or draw, whether win or lose, one, Drake is never gonna live this down. Nobody's ever gonna respect him ever again. Right? And two, this is gonna change how anything goes into a competition, cause yeah, like, I'm sorry. And you know what's so crazy? And this might even be crazy of me to even say this. And hey, if you think it's not, let me know in the comments. But hey, this might even be crazy of me to say this. And I know I don't even agree with this, but it's gonna be crazy of me to say this. This even makes Tekashi 6ix9ine, when he was snitching, less worse. Yes, I said that. This makes Tekashi 6ix9ine, when he snitched, like a walk in the picnic compared to what Drake did. Makes it way worse, let's be honest. Makes it less worse, I mean to say, than what Drake just did. But hey man, like I said, shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. Y'all let me know what y'all opinions down in the comments below for this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hey man, Drake, at this point, at the end of the day, Drake is no longer part of no big three. And you can still have your indifferences about J. Cole, but to me, hey, it's so crazy that this nigga went from drop to stop, into calling the cops and shit. But hey, it's been your boy Humble Ziggy signing out. Stay positive, keep the vibes up. I'm out.